Hi, everybody. My name is Sammy James, and I am excited to welcome you to another episode of Trans Talks. We Are Trans presents Trans Talks. I am really excited for this show. We have so many amazing trans folks from all walks of life and all careers coming to you. And I am so excited for today's guest. Please, they are honestly one of my favorite comedians working today. They do so much good work with Yalla Punk. They will be opening for Josh Gondelman Monday night in Philly. And they're going to be on CNN after this. So, yeah, that's comparable. Please welcome to your screen the wonderful Alyssa Al-Dookhi.
Hi, Sammy. Thank you so much for having me. That was a great intro. I feel like I shouldn't even be in my house right now. That's how cool I am. Thanks.
Yeah. It's like, listen, I'm competing with CNN. I'm doing my research.
You caught me on a good day.
So, yeah, it's like, hey, CNN, maybe you want a talk show of trans people. I'm just say it. No.
Yeah. I'm happy to be anywhere at this point. No, just kidding. This is lovely. I love it here.
Right? First thing I'll ask you about is and I'm very interested and like I said, it's important work. Please tell people about Yalla Punk and your work with them.
Nice. So Yalla Punk, I'm a recent addition to the board, but I'm a Yalla Punk fellow. Yalla Punk is a trans-affirming Southwest Asian, North African punk arts, whatever you want it to be. It is one of the first places I've ever felt like I could be 100% me, that queer Arab kid who likes punk music. And I'm so glad to be a part of it right now. So I'm currently working on a fellowship project that includes creating the first queer Arab morning talk show, hoping to roll that into workshops and drop-in spaces, and mostly just using it as a way to connect with and uplift queer Swana artists.
Awesome. And I'm sorry to ask like this question because like as a comedian, but like I said, you're one of my favorite comedians. You really are, and it's it's really weird that I'm not exactly Philly based, but I'm like pre-pandemic, I was in Philly a lot. And like we definitely crossed paths, but the fact that like it's like this pandemic is when we like actually like got to know each other.
Absolutely. I feel like if we hung out in person, it would be like I'm just so much more used to seeing you in StreamYard with your name across the bottom, just in case I get stoned and forget.
But so I'm sorry to ask this question.
Oh, no.
How long you been doing stand-up?
How long you been doing stand-up? I mean, that's a tough question with the pandemic, right? Like, I feel like I kind of took a year off, but I've been doing stand-up since 2014. I've been performing my entire life, straight out of the womb. I came out with a top hat and cane, so it was kind of just known that I would be doing something on stage.
And sorry to like switch gears like back and forth. But you mentioned your work with the your current fellowship with Yalla Punk. And working on this queer Arab talk show. Are there any other projects that Yalla Punk has in the works?
Absolutely.
I mean, I know the answer to this. I don't know what they are, but I assume there are many.
Yeah, I work with some incredible fellows. Tracy Chahuan is a talented comic book artist, and she just redid our Yalla Punk logo. which is really cool. Go check it out. We're at Yellow Punk, wherever you look up your punks. And her fellowship is with, graphic art. And we also have the Yellow Punk Community Kitchen, run by my good friend Jasmine. Yellow Punk Community Kitchen is feeding our community with your donations. If you head to, if you happen to add me on Instagram, there is a link to where you can help out at the Yellow Punk Community Kitchen in the bio there. We also have a Yellow Punk Community Archive, which is so exciting, and it is archiving Queer Swana Joy, and that is run by KT Abadir Malali. So cool, and I'm so excited to be a part of archiving our history with my friends.
Yeah.
And of course, there's a Yellow Punk founder, Rana, who makes everything happen and is so incredible. And you'll also see on CNN with me tonight. And they make all of this happen and bring people together in a way that I've never seen before. They're a talented musician and DJ as well. Check out DJ Rana Ransom, Tajin Dream, wherever you can.
Cool. And just you're going to be on CNN with them on United Shades of America. Would you like to go into a little bit of what that conversation is going to be about?
Sure. So I'm not gonna spoil it for anyone who wants to watch it tonight. But one of the things that we talk about tonight is the fact that when I fill out the census, my options are limited. And there's a historical reason why. If you look at the census under white, it says people of Polish, Irish, Egyptian descent. And I don't think anybody needs a map to know that Egypt is definitely in Africa. So there is a problem with saying that people from quote unquote the Middle East, or what I call Southwest Asia, or North Africa, which is where Swana comes from. Anybody from Southwest Asia or North Africa technically is white. I picked two or more races just because, but we talk about that and the history behind that, how we feel about it, and how that relates to the spectrum of race in America. The whole season has been really informative, really interesting, and for people who think about race all the time, it's been a really good season, and I'm really proud and honored to be part of that conversation with W. Kamau Bell and my good friend Rana.
Yeah, and and I think maybe I knew that, but it wasn't till when you sent me the preview for that I'm just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
It's like, because as thinking of that, as a white person, I don't think I've ever read that the parentheses. So it's like, but seeing that, I'm just like, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah, no, you're always going to look for it. Yeah, there's weird options on there, and we should totally question that. One of the things that is linked on the United Shades website as well is how Arab Americans, the whitewashing of Arab Americans has negatively affected us during the pandemic. So there's some great information there if you're wondering, why wouldn't we want to be white? You know what I mean? But we don't. So not anymore. So there's a huge historical, it's so exciting. So I did I went to a college where you had to do an undergrad thesis. And so I just happened, I was a history student, just happened to write my thesis on gender identities in Arab American communities during the 20th century. And there are so many crazy historical reasons for how I ended up having to check the white box on the census. And I can't wait for you to find out as well. Question everything.
Yeah. And so this is did I prepared you for me to ask you with something up top, and then I went right into tell us about your work with Yellow Punk. which I think is important, but please tell people a little bit more about yourself. I like to ask, now your pronouns are on the screen, but they're important. But just tell people your and what words you use for yourself. I like to ask this question. It helps contribute to the conversation and questions I may ask throughout this.
Absolutely. I love this question. I think everybody should ask it. Like, good morning. How are you? How do you like to be? How do you like to be talked about? Yes, my pronouns are they or them. I'm non-binary. Binary. Wow, I just made up a whole new thing. I'm non-binary, or agender, depending on how I feel that day. Really, I just think gender is horseshit, and I refuse to participate in any of it. So, yeah, you can call me a dude, you can call me a bro. I love those things. I don't like any lady girl things. In fact, I had, one of those trans epiphanies where I was like, oh my gosh, I think I was obsessed with Gwen Stefani, no doubt, Tragic Kingdom when I was a kid.
Mhm.
And it started because I heard Just a Girl on the radio and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the greatest song in the whole world. And it's because I didn't want to be a girl. And at 7 years old, I was like, man, this person knows what the hell they're talking about. Yeah, so that's something I've been thinking about lately. Thank you, Gwen Stefani. The red lip is in honor of course, my awakening.
Wonderful. Huh.
Yeah. Also, and then I guess in general, I would also say that I'm a comedian, a writer, and a game show host. I love all of those things, and an activist, of course.
Mhm. Yeah.
Which is a new title I've taken on, but I'm very happy about.
Amazing. So you mentioned game show host. Tell me about that. Is that involved in your podcast that you run?
Oh, my podcast, you say? Yes. I happen to host 2 game shows, one of which is the podcast you see before you. Myself and my very good friend John Deary are the hosts of Makeup or Breakup. It is the newlywed game, except it's mean and we're trying to break the couples up. So we have funny people on and we ask them about all the terrible parts of their relationship. And I really just love seeing, the the ways that everybody's relationships are the same in different ways and how
Mhm.
that can be very funny. So we've been doing that show for a long time. It was a live show. Now it's a podcast. We're actually doing a live show on June 16th at Punchline. So that'll be a live podcast recording. If anyone wants to hear their laughter on Spotify, you can get tickets to that. We have my good friend Che Guerrero, who is a Dominican comedian, very funny guy, and his partner Amy, and it's going to get juicy. I mean, we ask horrible questions. I'm just going to put it out there. Like, my show is hard to book, okay? People do not want to be on it. The sort of questions we ask are, what do you think are your partner's top 3 porn search keywords? We ask people, what do you think is the meanest thing you've ever said to your partner? We ask people, who of your partner's family would you sleep with if you absolutely had to? I mean, people answer these questions and sometimes stay together. But our official numbers right now are 20 breakups, 2 broken engagements, and a divorce in the 3 or 4 years that we've been doing this show. So something we're doing is working.
So, Alyssa, let me say, I love you. I will never be on the show. It's like you said it's hard to book. I'm just like, let me just tell you. Like,
I'll put you in the no column on my Trello board.
Yeah, do that.
We do have like a hard no area of the Google Doc where it's like, these people will never be on the show. Do not ask them.
Yeah.
One thing we do like to showcase is very few straight white relationships as well, because we've seen plenty of those.
Wants to see it.
Mm-mm. You can watch Friends or whatever the song of your people's is. You know what I mean? So that's another fun thing I like to do. I'm also the game show host with Alejandro Morales and Nicole Phoenix of Eat Your Beats, which is a comedy food themed rap battle game show. Our next one is, I believe, July 19th at Asylum Theater in New York City. So that's exciting. We just went live again. We had our first one this last month, rather. And it's so nice to be back on stage. We get comedians, not rappers. Sometimes they can rap, but most of the time they can't. We get comedians to freestyle rap as characters about food and the food they've eaten and the food they like to eat. And it is very silly and sometimes good. No, the show is good, but the rap, mostly funny, not as
Put me as a maybe.
Okay, you'll be maybe. I love asking people like, what do you think your character name would be? I'll give you a couple examples while you think about it. So we've had Hannah Hostess. She was dressed as like a hostess cupcake with it all brown with a little swirl. We have Lisa Ribeye Lopez, who is really good. Mom's Spaghetti. It's just a mom feeding people spaghetti. I have a hard time coming up with what my character would be. My boyfriend.
Oh, mine came to me immediately.
Really? What is it?
I already hate it.
I'm gonna love it. I know.
Okay, Peanut Butter and Sammy.
Peanut Butter and Sammy. I think it's classic. I don't know why I didn't think of the Sammy sandwich connection anyway. I think it's too good. You are being moved to the yes corner of the document immediately. You're gonna have to wear like PB&J colored outfit or something. The costume's gonna be great. I can already see it.
I have some purple. I was like, I got some purple.
You're on it.
Like I got this.
On it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't wait to have it.
You know what? I'll ask this since we're talking about food. What is your go-to comfort food?
All food is so comfortable for me. I'm a big fan of finding comfort in food. I think chicken and rice is like my number one. Just, it always makes me feel good. I always have the ingredients as well. I think it's just like a, do I have food in the house panic? And I'm like, chicken and rice will always be there for me. I also love ramen noodles. I'm like one of those people who buys ramen noodles in bulk. Like I have to restock those. Any kind of sandwich, anything wrapped or pressed between two loaves of bread absolutely does it for me. Big carb guy over here. Big carb guy. Chicken and rice is definitely number one. A little garlic sauce, some yogurt, hot sauce. Perfect.
Yeah.
There's a Kuwaiti dish called daqous that's that goes with it, and it's machbous is the full dish. Okay. That's the one for me. You find me some machbous, I'm done.
Ooh. I don't know this. You've given me.
I'll make you some. When the next time we see each other in person, you're gonna get a Tupperware container of chicken machbous.
Yeah. I do not eat meat very often, but when I do, it's chicken.
You will do chicken? Okay. I'm gonna make it really good then. So you're not like, damn, I wasted my chicken eating.
I'm in this weird. It's like I'm a vegan, but like sometimes it's like
I think you should listen to your body. When it wants chicken, give it chicken. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah,
I like that.
So, do you have comfort music?
Absolutely. Yeah. I developed a playlist during the pandemic, actually, because I started working from home and like writing from home a lot. It's called Working High, but it's a lot of like instrumental stuff that I can just kind of listen to all the time. I also really like binaural beats and like any instrumental music. I can just like chill out. Binaural beats, like you can use it for like, I have an anger thing, so I'll listen to like the anger one or the hangover one.
I know binaural beats.
Oh my God, I love them. So I'll play that in the background of my like instrumental jazz playlist. But my favorite band of all time, and I actually have a ticket to their concert up here, the Smashing Pumpkins. I love the Smashing Pumpkins. Always have, always will. Nothing I can do about it.
Yeah. And this, both of those were questions that just came to me through the conversation. I told you, so like those of you who are new to, this is the second episode. You're all new to Trans Talks, but potentially new to We Are Trans. At our heart, we are a trans people in the arts organization. So I like talking to people about trans people in the arts and trans people's relationship with the arts. But this question, when like I scheduled this conversation. This one came to me immediately. It was just like, oh, I'm gonna ask Alyssa this. Maybe it's the same. Maybe it is Smashing Pumpkins. But like, what is a band that was important to you in high school?
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know why that counts. It's just like I want to know this answer.
How did you know me so well? Yeah, definitely the Smashing Pumpkins, but more so was Deftones. Like I loved Deftones. My first concert actually was Summer Sanitarium. I want to say it was like 2005. We were here in America for the summer because I grew up in Kuwait. For anyone who doesn't know, we were here in America for the summer. I was like 15, and it was at the Veterans Stadium back in the like right before it went away. So maybe 04, 05, I don't know. Maybe earlier, 03. Who knows? It was amazing. Deftones was there. Metallica was there. It was like I still dream about that concert to this day. It was incredible. Yeah. I've been kind of, it's funny that you asked this question. I think you just like must sense this, but for some reason, like ever since I hit 30, I'm 33 now, but ever since then I've been like truly just becoming my 15-year-old self all over again. I don't know if anybody who's in their early 30s feels like this as well. It's like, oh no, I'm 100% just a teenage kid all over again. Like all I want to do is listen to the Smashing Pumpkins and like talk to my friends on the phone and journal.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just as someone also in her early 30s who is experiencing this, like, do you notice like a definite like a different like relationship to some songs as an out trans person now? It's just like oh, I think I know why I love this song.
Yeah, that's like that like I'm like that like Tragic Kingdom. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm just a girl. That's all that you'll let me be. Oh my god, of course.
Yeah. I'm sorry, you've like got me into this. Like,
what's
are
your
there
song?
any like bands that like you can't listen to now? Because I was the biggest Dinosaur Jr. fan in high school, and now I'm just like, yeah, I kind of, it's like this does nothing for me.
You know, I really have to be in the mood, but I was like in a Metallica cover band in high school, and I just
I actually, this is totally believable. I'm just like,
yeah, it totally makes sense. I believe that anybody who like puts on makeup for no reason was a goth in high school. I truly believe this. Like if you're like a little too good at makeup, I'm like, oh, you were a goth in high school. Yeah, Metallica. I love Metallica. It's not that I can't listen to them. First of all, I listen to more music. You know what I've actually experienced is that now I've given myself permission to listen to more music that like as a teenager, I was like, that sucks, but I like secretly loved it. Or music that people shamed me into not liking anymore. Like all the boys in my band were like, Avril Lavigne sucks. And I was like, oh yeah, I was really no, that album is so good. Like there's no misses on that album with Complicated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm going back to like the pop music from that era too. I was really anti-pop. I pretty much only listened to like metal or hip hop or whatever's on the radio, you know? And so I'm refinding pop and it was so good. Though I was a big Aqua fan. Never stopped loving Aqua. Any like crazy Eurotrash dance music, I absolutely was like, I love this. I don't even care.
Yeah.
Are you from Denmark? I'm in. You know what I mean? Like, where are you from? Is it cold there? Let's listen to the music.
Amazing. Yeah, so yeah, and you know, like I was saving like I told you I was gonna save like these art questions till the end, but like we're in it. Like I'm gonna ask a bunch of these, and then we'll get to the other things I was gonna ask before we end. It's fine. But you know, like I said, this is a trans people in the arts organization. Who are your favorite trans artists? Who's some trans artists that you're like, why don't people know this person?
I feel like that about the Philly comedy community. I personally like just think that I wouldn't be here on this show talking about my identity if it wasn't for seeing people in my community go out and do stand up about who they are. And I don't know if I would know this about myself if I didn't see trans people in stand up. And I absolutely love that. Local people like Megan Shalastri. Their Megan is Sleepy online. Of course, Sammy James. Don't know if you've heard of her. fabulous, funny, and great. Tan Huang.
Oh my god!
I believe her handle is at Tan.
Yep.
Makes me laugh every single time. Other trans community, Robin Tran, so funny. Just every single clip she puts up on TikTok and Instagram goes viral. Amazing. Oh my god, she's amazing. It's like crazy. Jess Tom is so funny. I love them on Twitter. Oh my gosh, I know. Every trans comedian I want to hug and give flowers and just make them laugh. That's how I feel about that. But especially the people in my community who I saw being themselves, and thank you to all of them.
Thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Oh, this is just a love fest. I knew it was going to end up this way.
It's just like, good. Like there needs to be more like trans positivity. Like that's the space I want We Are Trans to fill.
I mean, if we're like this on day 6 of Pride, it can only go up from here. You know what I'm saying?
We hope.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Inshallah.
I don't know. Maybe we're different people, but every June, by like the end of June, I'm just like, okay, I get it.
I know.
And not about like the cool, actual, like amazing queer and trans people living themselves and like saying fuck you to, you know, the cis-normative, heteronormative bullshit. But just like, if I see another rainbow flag on the McDonald's arches.
It's the clothing for me. Like, I just cannot walk into any department store. Like, all I want is a hairnet or something. And it's just like the worst tank top that I don't know. Everybody I know would be embarrassed to wear all of the clothing that you see at Target right now in the rainbow section.
Yeah. So, I had a question. It was a good one.
I knew it. I could feel it.
It was a good. Oh, and now it's gone again. Oh no! This is another question I'd like to ask. Mm-hmm. Anytime I'm talking to another queer or trans person, and you know what? Like, maybe it's a good question to ask like straight and cis people so that they think about it. Mm-hmm. But like, what gives you gender euphoria? I don't, you know, I'm not going to ask the other one because like we have to deal with that all the time. It's, you know, we have to do, it's like, oh, like, you know, tell me about dysphoria. Shut up.
Right. And sometimes I don't know until it hits. And then I'm like, ah, shit, I never want to think about that again. Euphoria. Oh my gosh. I put on a little eyeshadow mustache the other day. It felt so good. And I looked really good. I looked like,
I saw that picture.
It was good. I felt like Otto the bus driver took a sexy pill, and that's really the aesthetic that I'm going for in general. And also, I love black crew neck sweatshirts. I love a black crew neck sweatshirt. Yeah, they make me feel good. And then, being in queer spaces in general makes me feel really, really good. I've been doing queer drop-in spaces with Marginalized Majority recently, which is for Arab and Swana people to drop in. They have like a specifically Khaliji one, which is people from the Arabian Gulf. So it's like, I didn't even know my community could get that specific. You know, it's just amazing the things that have happened this year, and that like I can really find people who have my experience as close as I can get. So I forget what the question was, but yes.
Yeah, no, you answered it. No, you answered it. Gender euphoria.
That's like, the one. Oh yeah, I was so happy I forgot.
Yeah. Good. So, would you like to tell people about your work with First Person Arts?
Absolutely. I would, especially because I am so lucky to be able to feature you on our next First Person. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I know. Another great excuse to just like put trans people on screen. But yes, so First Person Arts is a storytelling organization out of Philadelphia. I am a writer and a production manager for the curated Story Slams. This month, Sammy is one of our storytellers for the curated Story Slam for our Pride Month. Theme is Afterglow. That is June 22nd, Tuesday at 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m., 8 p.m. Look for it. First Person Arts. It's there.
I also don't remember.
Well, I'm like, I have to check in at like 7:30. So I think the show's at 8. You know how that goes. You're like, I know what time I have to be there. I don't know what time the audience has to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm the writer and production manager. So I should
keep going.
I think it's 8. Oh yeah, we're close. And then Sammy's going to be storytelling. And then I also run the Story Gym, which is happening on the 17th this month, where people can come and work out their stories in an open mic setting. And that is live streamed as well.
It's amazing.
Thanks for the comment, Zena. I love you, Habibti. Zena helps me produce my podcast, Makeup or Breakup. Mm-hmm. What trans-focused online communities? I just found out about Ahwa, which is an Arab LGBT forum online, which has been around for many, many years and is incredible. And I highly recommend checking that out if you are a queer Arab. Awesome. That's a cool one I just found out about. And Yellow Punk. Hello, join Yellow Punk. We Are Trans. We Are Trans is an amazing community.
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah. So, do you have any shows coming up that you want to plug?
Yes. I tonight, of course, on CNN, that's 10 p.m., 10:15 on CNN for United States of America. And then what else? Oh my gosh, I have so many. And then Monday, I'm at Helium, featuring for Josh Gondelman. That's at 8 p.m. Tickets are available at heliumcomedy.com. And then on the 12th, I'm on your show, the Bi Plus show, at 7 p.m. And that's gonna be great because I'm gonna tell all my horny jokes, and I'm so excited. And then right after that, I'm probably gonna do your show from the car because I'll be on my way to Steel Stacks in PA, Bethlehem, PA. Yep. And yep, Bethlehem. And John Deary and I from Makeup or Breakup are guest judges on Swipe Right, which is a Tinder game show. Those are mostly, and then let's stick with that. Check me out on Instagram if you want to know more.
And I believe all of these are in the comments.
You are very thorough. I actually was looking at the comments, and this is incredible. You really nailed it. That's all my stuff.
Yeah. See, StreamYard. Thank you, StreamYard.
I love StreamYard.
But I put a bunch of them. I put them all in earlier today, like an hour or two ago. Mm-hmm. But when I went, there were only 6 up there, and just what happened?
Why?
Before you came on the stream, I was just
it's trying to find all the things to copy and paste. And I have so many jobs, that's a task.
Yeah, no, it's you doing good work. It deserves to be put out there, and
I appreciate that, and I love what you do for our community. So thank you.
Yeah. So is there anything else you wanted to make sure we talk about today?
Honestly, Sammy, this interview was so good. You've gone above and beyond. There couldn't possibly be any part of my life that people don't know, and and I love you for it.
Yeah. You've mentioned your social media handles. Do you want to? It's right there.
Yeah, I'm the Dukeness. For those of you who can't read the bottom screen, I'm the Dukeness. That's TheDookness, and that's across all platforms because I just got lucky, man. Nobody else wanted to be the Dukeness, and shame on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, thank you so much for this. Thank you, everyone, for watching. This is the first week of Pride. You got two. This will normally be a weekly show, Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern. Our next episode will be the 12th of this month. That's this coming Saturday with, I believe, rapper Sammy D, who is amazing. And if it isn't him, it'll be someone else amazing. I have scheduled a bunch of these. I'm gonna talk like it is him. He's fantastic. He's done a bunch with We Are Trans, activist, rapper, amazing human being. We Are Trans also does monthly shows. Each with, I don't know why it was like a question inflection, monthly shows.
You know you do these shows.
But monthly shows with a different theme every month. And this month's show will be June 26th at 7 p.m. Eastern. I will have just done my first live stand-up show before that. First one in a year. I've been doing stand-up for a while. But that'll be on Zoom, though that link is also in these comments, and that show will be the Badass Trans Women of Comedy, hosted by the amazing KJ Whitehead.
I love her.
Me, Dina Nina Martinez, Violet Gray, and Mary Jane French. This is the second one of these we have done. That is, and it's just
that's
look
such
at
a good
Alyssa's
lineup.
face. That's a lineup.
Oh my god, that's so good.
You will hear about it probably a lot until it happens. But you know, support trans art, support Alyssa. And maybe, you know, follow We Are Trans. We're at We Are Trans 1 on Twitter, at We Are Trans Official on Facebook. And most importantly, take care of yourselves. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.